Well, I touched on with Cowboy, finding the right toy.
Yes.
Often is it. So I have a whole duffel bag full of dog toys because I've bought so many. I have a little bit of an addiction. But
us dog people, we never get rid of dog stuff.
No.
We always just get more dog stuff. If it's destroyed, it goes in the garbage. Otherwise, it goes in a training bag somewhere, and that training bag goes in a closet somewhere.
Yeah.
And eventually we go, what's that smell? And we pull this old stinky toy out of an old training bag in a closet.
One game that I find dogs can't resist, I'm thinking about Shannon's closets now, is often tying a soft toy to a piece of rope about 5 or 6 feet long and dragging that toy along the floor or through your grass, making it resemble a little mouse running along.
Love that.
And most dogs have a prey drive or a chase drive.
Yes.
And it might take them a little bit to get going, but if you're having fun playing with this toy that you're dragging all about, chances are your puppy's going to become very interested, or your adult dog, and they're going to start to interact with it.
Yeah,
so that's true. A great way to build some drive. So tie a soft toy to a rope, start to wiggle it along, let it dance and jump and pretend it's a little mouse, and most dogs are going to say, I need to catch that.
Absolutely love that. And a lot of times I think that people will pull out a toy and they present it to the dog by like shoving it in the dog's face.
Right, yes.
Or by expecting the dog to do a perfect retrieve. So they throw it 10 miles and then when the dog goes, what? They're like, oh, you must not like toys. So I love that you talked about introducing it by using their prey drive because that is what is going to make them show interest in the toy. And as you're dragging it around on the ground, if you can give it little jerky movements, like think about a squirrel tail and the flitting that they do with their tail. Is that the right word?
I think flitting. Flitting.
They flit their tail.
Yes.
And that's sort of a similar action that we want to create with the toy. When they show interest, and they start to chase that toy, we want to be able to say, oh, it's going to move. It's going to move. And then they get excited about it and they start to chase it.
Yes.
Resist the urge to throw toys at your
dog. Yes. And another way, too, is sometimes to get another dog's toy and bring it over. So Honda doesn't like to start chewing nylon bones. A nylon bone to him is very boring.
Okay.
However, if I give the nylon bone to my parents' dogs for a week, then it gets all kind of roughed up and chewed up. And then I bring it back and Honda's like, oh, this is Billy's bone.
Yeah.
I'm going to chew it. So it's kind of like, oh, I'm going to chew Billy's bone. Ha, to you, Billy.
I got Billy's special bone. I love that. Yeah. And sometimes you have to build the drive for toys over time. Sometimes it's not just going to happen right away. Most dogs do have prey drive. I mean, I would say there's a very small percentage that you're not going to see prey drive in because they've been so domesticated, etc. But the overwhelming majority of dogs are going to show prey drive over something moving, something fuzzy, something exciting. We can also build some anticipation of that game by having the toy, like I might tuck it up on the fridge in the kitchen, for example, and I go into the kitchen and I might be sneaky. What am I doing? So the dog's like, oh, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And then I go over to the fridge and I take the toy and I go, look at what I got. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Do you want to play with it? And then I put it back up on the fridge and I stop being exciting.
So mean. But it does build the drive. Yeah,
absolutely.
They're like,
and then I leave the kitchen and they're like, what? Oh, okay. And then I do it again.
Right.
And again. And then eventually when they're like, oh, you're going to that toy again. And they're showing this enthusiasm, excitement. Now I bring the toy out and I go, what's this thing? Get it. And we play and we have some fun. Or I might drag it around on the ground a little bit.
Yeah,
like
you're not stuffing it in their face. You're moving it away from them. Yes.
Exactly. And that's going to create a dog that goes, bing. Oh.
Right.
I'm excited when that toy comes out. Mom's excited when that toy comes out. It's fun when that toy comes out. I want that toy.
Right, yes.
And we create a lot more engagement with the
toy. And then you often, too, you put the toy away when they still want more.
Yes.
Don't let
that's
the
an
dog,
excellent point.
Yeah, don't let the dog say, it got boring. I'm out of here now.
Yeah.
While the dog is at its peak, say, oh, it's over now. Leave the dog wanting more.
Yes, exactly. If you get them to the point where they're like, okay, I'm exhausted now. We played with that toy for an hour and I'm going to go to sleep. Before you take the toy away, they're probably not going to be excited when it comes out the next time. It kind of loses its excitement factor.
You got to build hype.